Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. We're extending Scout Week a little bit. I thought I wasn't going to be able to use these submissions. I got them a little bit late in the week, and I'd already done most of the Scout Week stuff. Then we got the patch for the Panzer Children event. I'm just going to call it that, the Panzer Children event. I thought it was going to break the replays. Weird thing is, it did, and then I downloaded the update and tried it, and they didn't work. And then I loaded, because the way it was failing was weird. And plus, I tried to use a replay that was under the new number, what series number. What am I trying to say? I don't know. Patch. Yeah, that didn't work. That was weird. So I started the client, turned the client off, and now last patch and this patch works. I don't know. A little bit surprised by that because there's new tanks in the new patch. Generally, when there's new tanks, it doesn't work, but they may have already been in the files. I didn't dig that deep. Maybe they were already there from a earlier patch. All that being said, that was a lot of yada yada to get to the point of Cliffy from our clan GFLC and his RU-251. I did get a valid, I'll call it an observation. One of you guys put in the comments on one of the Mana Core games, and that's mostly, I guess that's primarily everything that I used last week was Mana Core. Said something effective. I can't remember exactly what he said. I could go look at it. But the point of it was Mana Core games aren't the best example because the Mana Core can do a lot of things other tanks can't do. I'll be pedantic a little bit. ELC even 90, Mana Core, G-SOAR, LHMTV. There's several tanks that can do that. But his point is well taken. There's a lot of different light tanks in the game. This one here is not exactly known as the most stealthy light tank in the game. I quite like this thing at tier 9. I even like the RHM, to be quite honest. But it's not a Manticore-esque kind of light tank. So let's see what Cliffy does and what we can learn. This one I have not seen, so we're going to shift gears a little bit. We're just going to watch this as it goes and see if we can compare and contrast some things that happened last week with the Mana Core games and how Cliffy's going to run the RU-251. It's my contention that the concepts of it remain. You just do have to modify it for the tank that you're playing, and honestly, that goes for the whole game. It's a hit point reduction game. You want to take out guns and hit points as fast as you can. It doesn't matter what tank you're in. You will play your tank as required according to the situation and as much to its strengths as you can, but maybe you might have to be a medium playing a heavy role at some point, just as an example. So let's see what Cliffy does. Also, I learn a lot from these things because it's not me, clearly. So he's going to play it differently than I might do it, and it's a pretty good result. We are running a CVS. We have optics. We have an LNES. We don't have any of the tryhard stuff on there, so it's not any bounty or approved or anything. But that's a great setup for a vision tank and as much camo as you can get drug along the way with the LNES. You can't see it behind my seat, but he does have chocolate, large kits, a good amount of heat, quite a bit of HE, and as I recall, the HE on this tank is pretty good. All right, blah, blah, blah. That is a lot. Spawned into the northeast. Let us get going. Lettuce and tomatoes. And we're off. Minotauro says ammunition is empty. Well, that's not good. I hope that's not true. But I guess maybe it might be. Is he trolling us? Don't know. All right, RU-251, lots of speed. He is going deep. Okay, yeah, I like this spot. You don't always get here, but wow, okay. And if the enemy team kind of counters it by trying to get here with their light tank, it can be very dangerous. But the lightweight's right there. And the lightweight has been outspotted by our hero. That is very interesting. Let's go back a second here and see how that happened, because I have a suspicion that he never got his spotting point around the corner here. Let's see. We're going to move up. Look at this. All right, so we're going to highlight this. Check it out. So the spotting points are at the front of the gun and the very top of the turret. His turret is about there. The rear end, the points that you can see, not the points he's seeing from, there's one on the back of the tank. So we have seen the T-54 lightweight, and he never brought his spotting point around enough to see us. That is a really important kind of spotting mechanic idea in this game. Very interesting. So we outlight him, he gets lit, and just like that, we're picking up some nice assist, and if we're lucky, maybe the death of the lightweight. Lightweight's bumming. He probably has to know. Well, he clearly knows someone's close because he was seen. He's probably suspecting the RU is somewhere nearby. We didn't look at it very closely, but we are the only two lights, the lightweight and the 251. There are no tier 10 lights to deal with. You gotta love this move, man. When it works, it works. Oh boy, we're gonna have to kill him. Yep, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. He really sort of, he blew our cover, man. Oh, we're getting hit, and that's what you always worry about when you come down too low. Oh my gosh, down to 222 hit points. A bit of speed is always nice. Speed is life, fellas. Speed is life. Little chicane, and we get out of there with 2,376, and that is really unfortunate. Would have been really nice if we could have killed that lightweight without him seeing us. I'm with you, though. Cliffy, I believe you had to kill him. You didn't really have a choice. You didn't want him to get up in proxy light and still be alive for a long time. So we kill him and we move on. All right. I said earlier that I learned things. I almost never come to this point of the map. I've seen a couple games with people down in here. There's not another lightweight, or sorry, not another light tank. Lightweight in the case of the enemy team. To counter us that easily here, but wow. Okay. I really expected the Char to be sitting up. Yeah, there he is. All right, so we did find him. Oh, we got lit. We credit damage. Oh, trying to get away. Maybe the Char was on a reload, or he was just worried about getting away and not dying. So a couple dangerous, quite honestly, very aggressive, dangerous early moves. There's a shot that comes in. Was that Artie? I'm not really sure. I think it was. Some more damage on the Char, and we're running back here to hide behind buildings. Try not to drown. There we go. And the Char dies. Very nice. So 4,180. This is a really aggressive, especially for this map, fellas. This is a really aggressive play style. But the thing he's got going on for him is a couple things. One, the lightweight's gone, so that opens up a lot of possibilities on maps when the other light tank is gone. Number two, this is a very fast tank, so its ability to get in and out of trouble, while not quite wheeled tank capability, is not far off. Obviously, you have track, so if you get tracked, that's a bummer. Wheeled tanks don't do that, but this thing is extremely fast and nimble. Now look at this. We've just lit the cockroaches. The light has been turned on in the kitchen at midnight. For some of you, it might be 2 or 3 because you're still up at midnight. Not me. I'm asleep. So if I turn the light on in the kitchen at midnight, the cockroaches scatter. Just kidding. We don't have any of those. Used to, though. Used to when I was a kid. Lots of cockroaches when I was a kid. Not down here in Florida. They're, what do they call them? Potato bugs? Something like that. They're big. Some of them fly. Quite large. Not the little German guys. You know, those are the nasty, little nasty. The big ones are pretty gross too, but I think the little ones, the little German ones seem to be the nastiest ones, to be quite honest. We're just collecting damage here while I talk. Grab the bush. All right, I said we'd compare and contrast just a little bit. Let's just pause here. Obviously, map control has been absolutely won by his team, but vision control early by him through the middle. He was a wrecking ball, fellas. He's taken out 3 in terms of hit points in assist and damage, 3 tanks based on what he did himself. So that's an advantage right there. Looks like their heavies did well. Looks like the mediums did well. They've won on every flank, but the middle of the map was absolutely controlled by Cliffy, both through vision and to some extent map control, moving the vision around. And now there's no place for these guys to hide. Honestly, a medium could do a lot of what he's doing right now, but he got there early, and there's no way for the enemy team really to react, flex, metaflex, reposition. What's the other one? Rotate. Unable. Cliffy is just eating their lunch. One bummer for him is he is down on hit points. He's going to go for a bit of damage there. Doesn't quite get it, but gets spotting and gets lit doing that. He doesn't have enough hit points really to push in, because he's a one-shot, so his ability to be super aggressive here is a bit limited. Although I don't think he would have been able to just push in even if he was full hit points. There's enough guns around that he might have get destroyed, but look at this. He's going to get a shot on the Foch. Nice. Nice. Not a huge alpha on this gun. I want to say it's about a 240. Is that right, fellas? Something around there? Yeah, 240. He's just having an absolute heyday. Switch over to HE maybe? No, he's going APCR. We're going to hit the Groulet. Are they both in there? They are both in there. He's into the HE. Let's see what happens. Oh, don't worry about that guy. Get the hit points. Oh, the other one's dead. Never mind. Doesn't matter. And it is all over but the shouting, fellas. 6,473. I think it's actually a little bit more. We'll see the cards in a minute. 701 damage. Very nice. The opening move, I like that. I have used that one. It is a bit dangerous. I feel like from the southwest spawn, I try that. I'll actually try to get to that bush sometimes from the southwest spawn, which is super aggressive. But if you can get there and not get countered, it's brutal, especially for that sniper hill right here. But they figure it out pretty quickly, and often you'll get countered by somebody coming through the buildings or even their light tank. But he got there. We talked a little bit about the spotting mechanics and how that helped him out, and the poor lightweight didn't have a good idea of where the heck he was being spotted from. And then maybe he did. Maybe he sort of figured it out because he pushed in going, well, I got to do something about this light tank that's lighting everybody. Forced Cliffy to kill that guy. He ran away, nearly lost his life doing so, but stayed in the game. And then the flow around the middle, I'm going to have to think about that a little more. I don't play in the middle right there very often. I find it to be very dangerous. I thought maybe he went a little deep because that char kind of found him, but he survived the char as well. Got the char dead, very nice, and then moved into the middle and just really established, as his team was establishing a lot of map control, he just had vision control in the middle, and it was a romple, an absolute face roll, and to a large extent through Cliffy's efforts with the light tank. That's great. You gotta love that. If your team has a good light tank, it can alleviate a lot of issues that you might have. Obviously, this team was winning on every front, but he still came out of it with 6,473, I think more. 701 damage, really nicely done. All right, a little extra addendum to Scout Week. I think we have one more. You guys have a great one. That's all I've got. We will see ya.